Hello and a warm welcome to our newest version of the web session for the Alpha content line. Today we would like to show you some optimizations we did in the editorial organizer to improve the handling of the tool. So let's start with the agenda. Included are the following points. We would like to take a look at the synchronization with external calendars. That includes that you can create appointments with tasks. And these appointments, where some people have tasks, can be synchronized with an external calendar to see the tasks and the appointments there. The second one in this section is subscribing of editorial calendars. So that means as soon as you are a member of the editorial calendar, you can subscribe to it and see all the appointments in this editorial calendar in your own external calendar. We did a few usability optimizations as well. That includes changes in the user interface and some filters that are now available in different areas of the editorial organizer. And last but not least, we would like to have a little sneak peek into our content planning functionality that we are developing at the moment. That means that we have a new planning method, like at the moment you can plan topics in the content schedule or the topic scheduler. But hopefully in summer we will have that on the content level, so you can plan with different content elements. That includes also a redesign for topics, and we will take a closer look to that too. So let's start with the synchronization of tasks and appointments. That improves your communication. It gives you an optimal overview over all your appointments for a day, for a week, for a month, not only the ones that are in editorial organizer, but your own ones as well. So you have all appointments in one place. With the use of a CalDAV server, it is now possible to synchronize tasks and appointments for assigned employees in the external calendar. So let's take a look at how it works. We just create a new appointment. Maybe it's this one, and this will take place on the 11th at 11 o'clock. I will leave everything empty. So now we have a new appointment. This already is in my calendar and editorial organizer, and now I will plan a task for that. So maybe this is a press conference and I will assign a freelancer to it. I just give a description to my task and I assign a freelancer to this task. This should be an article. Now I just save the task and the results are seen here. I have all the information I need. I can already change things, or I can just leave it and notify the one who should do the task. Now I get a new email that a new task was assigned to me. We'll take a look at that. There I have all the information I need to fulfill that task. There's a description of the task, the appointment itself, starting times, ending times, types, and so on. And now, as a freelancer, I can just accept the task. Okay, that already worked. And now I can synchronize this appointment to my calendar just by using the Outlook functionalities. So I accept the task and I say yes, I will have that appointment in my calendar. And now the email disappeared and I check my calendar and there is a new appointment in my calendar. So as a freelancer, I will always have a good overview over my appointments without using the editorial organizer, so I don't have to jump to the editorial organizer to check if there are new appointments or to accept or to check when I have to go to appointments. In the next step, we want to take a closer look to the subscription of editorial calendars, so you are able to react really quickly if you see a new appointment for a specific editorial office and you know that there are information missing or such things, then you can react real quick. You have an optimum of information directly in your calendar where you have your own personal appointments, the appointments of different editorial offices and so on, so you don't miss anything. With the use of the CalDAV server, it is not only possible to synchronize tasks and appointments for assigned employees in the external calendar, you can also subscribe to editorial calendars. So if you have set up editorial calendars in your house, the members of these editorial teams can subscribe to the corresponding calendars. For example, if you have created an appointment for this Mantelredaktion in this example, a new button will appear that is called Copy Subscription URL. If you click on that, you have not only copied the URL, you will also get a step-by-step manual how to connect your external calendar with the editorial calendar in the editorial organizer. So I already did that. Let's just see what happens. I will create a new appointment. This will take place at 3 in the afternoon. And the specific editorial team is already selected. So I just have to save. There it is. And now we will take a look at the external calendar, in this example, the Thunderbird. And I don't want to wait for the automatic synchronization, so I will do that manually. And there it is, the appointment for the editorial office calendar. With that functionality, I will always have a good overview over my appointments and I don't have to jump to the editorial organizer to check for new appointments. I have the possibility to see them right away in my external calendar that I use for other things too. In the next video, we will take a closer look to the usability optimizations we did in the user interface of Editorial Organizer, and that includes checkboxes for editorial offices, sortable playout schedules, filters and planning tables, the colors of the planning cards that you see in the calendar view or the scheduling system, how to empty a name field to make sure that the name is individually written, and we will take a look at the behavior of the user menu. So let's start. Also, we have implemented a lot of usability optimizations, such as the possibility to get a better feeling of the selection of editorial offices and such things by using checkboxes. So if you want to select one or two editorial offices, you can just do so by clicking the checkbox, and so it is much more easy to select and deselect editorial offices in the ongoing process. We have also the possibility to use scheduling systems, and now these are shown in an alphabetical order. So by using these numbers, you can individually choose the sorting of these scheduling systems. The most important one on the top and the less important one at the bottom, for example. We also took a closer look to the scheduling tables, and now you have the possibility to filter these results in the lists. So at the moment there are none, but I'll show you the filters anyway. So you can just choose a name, a description, or you want to just take a look at topics with a special catchword or a specific priority. You can filter by content role, departments, and so on. And if you have selected a filter that fulfills your needs in the best way, you can just save it. And you can even share it with others. So these are people who receive the saved filter as well. After saving these filters, you can just choose them in the navigation bar by clicking on them, and you don't have to select all the categories again. The user profile was selected, or the menu of the user profile was always selected by just hovering the mouse over this area. That led to different problems because sometimes you had the save button underneath that area, and if you drove the mouse a little bit too far to that area, it just popped open and you didn't have the possibility to save any longer. So we changed the behavior of that menu. Now you have to click on that to open the menu. Then we have planning cards in appointments and in topics. And these planning cards have different colors. So this one is orange because it is today and not all the people answered if they will accept the assignment or not. This is green because everyone answered, and so on. Now you can choose if you want to assign these colors of the planning cards to the answering of these assigned employees, or if you want the colors to correspond with the tasks within the topic or the appointment. So you can choose that this card is green if everyone accepted the tasks within the appointment, for example. And last but not least, we will take a closer look to the article editor. I create a new article. And now there is this name from the topic put into the name of the article. We implemented a script that checks these names, and if you like, we will empty that field by the first opening of this editor. So the editor or the person who writes the article is a bit forced to create a new name for this article, a more specific one. Without the mistakes. If you're interested in these usability optimizations, or if you need help, then you will find a more detailed description in our wiki. Last but not least, we want to have a little sneak peek into the content planning. So in the beginning, I said that we want to create a new level of planning so that you have not only the possibility to plan with topics and appointments, but also with content elements. For that, we have to reorganize the structure of the editorial organizer. At the moment, tasks, planned exports, and content elements are in some kind of loose order or combined in such a loose order, but we will or we want to have a much more deeper combination of that elements so that content types, tasks, and planned exports are combined in a more or in a deeply way. Because we have to change a lot in the editorial organizer, we also decided to have a little redesign of the topic view because at the moment tasks and planned exports are on top of the other elements within the topic, and now these deeply combination needs a more combined look for the different elements within a topic. So let's have a little preview of that. Now we see a design for the content planning, or how elements will look in the new way within a topic folder. As you can see, we have these cards on top. There are the metadata, the information and the status of that topic. So who's responsible for the topic, in which status it is, and so on. Like we have that at the moment on top of everything. But then there are the content elements in a much more detailed view than before. So here we have an article that is in status in progress. We have a little text preview of that article and the combined elements. Here it is a photo and a photo gallery. We have a lot of information where the content element or the article should be published, when it was published, and who's responsible for the tasks that have to be finished before we can publish that article. We can also see the variants of that article. So this is an original one, and this is a variant for maybe other channels or other planned exports. And we can see that this is slightly different to the original one. The photo gallery is missing. I'm sorry. There are less tasks, and so on. And we even see there is another article in that topic folder that has nothing to do with this article, but it is in this topic folder nevertheless. So this will be the new look within the topic folder. There are a few things missing because this is just the first design draft, so we will improve that further on. And as you can see, at the moment this is the area of the content elements, but we can also change the look to have a more focused look to the tasks. Maybe you want to see how many tasks there are left and in which status there are, to see when you can publish the content elements, and maybe you want to check for the channels that are connected to the content elements. For that you can choose these different areas. We don't have it for channels yet, but let's take a look at the screen for the tasks. So as you can see, the frame of the folder is quite the same, but now we have activated the more focused view on the tasks. And we can see there are different tasks. We want to have a photo, an article, and correction. And these two are in progress, and this one is in the status new. So nobody is working on that article at the moment, but there are people working on that tasks for correction and the photo. This task is connected with a specific photo, and we can see that Max Musterperson is now doing the job, and the other ones that are crossed out, they have not accepted the tasks, or they don't want to do it. And we also see the other information that is needed to have a good overview of the tasks and what has to be done. So today we saw a lot of usability optimizations. We had a good overview over the synchronization possibilities with external calendars for appointments and tasks, and how to subscribe an editorial calendar. We also take a closer look to the optimizations within the user interface or the behavior of the editorial organizer. And last but not least, we took a closer look to the first drafts of the redesign for the content planning and how the content planning will be developed. So I hope you had a good overview over our newest things, and that you had a nice time with this web session. And if you have any questions or you want to have further information, then please just send me an email to the shown email address. And now I just have to thank you for your time, and hopefully you will be healthy and have a good time within the spring.